and dangin', schling schlong, tick-a-ting tong.
Welcome to the Still Drippin' Happy Hour. This is your host, Mason. On the move tonight, we got Dan the Man. We're missing Hayes Holla tonight, but we got LP. What's going on, guys? Anything new?
Work hard, twerk hard.
Dan, I hear you're sick again.
The diseases, they come in waves. I get sick like once a month. My immune system is basically non-existent. We haven't slept in like 5 nights because we went to Nashville for graduations, life, general things, and throws Abiel off every time. So yeah, I've gotten like 4 hours of sleep every night for the past 5 nights in a row. It's been awesome. My body just steadily declines until it just implodes.
So graduations, what was the nicest pair of shoes that you saw out there? That reminds me, I was at a graduation. I saw a guy with Travis Scott Jordan 1s on with his gown, and it looked dope.
Ooh-wee. The nicest I saw was a full suit with a pair of white Converse. And by nice, I mean the opposite of nice. It was a terrible look. Kids in high school, don't do that. No one do that. Don't wear a suit and sneakers. It's dumb.
It's the newsboys look right there.
Got a quick question. Just start us off. We've all been to college, been there, done that. Great times. And when you're a college student, you're low on money, what was your go-to meal when you're in college?
Oh,
cheap meal.
I'm always ready to answer this question, always, because it's still my go-to meal to this day, years later. The Wendy's 4 for $4, junior bacon cheeseburger, nuggets, honey mustard, lemonade. You're good to go. But the fries are only good for the first 10 minutes after they hand you the bag.
Oh, absolutely.
You don't eat those fries after 10 minutes, done.
That's a great first meal. That was, I don't even know if I should even answer anymore, but I don't know if I had a go-to meal. I didn't ever have like ramen or anything, but probably my most infamous meal, my wife reminds me of this all the time, of where I would be if I wasn't married to her. And she always brings up that my cheap meal and meal that I was like, it's already 7:30 and I haven't thought about anything for dinner. So what am I going to make? Was my cheap version of chicken Alfredo, where I'd just do Easy Mac without the cheese and put Alfredo sauce on it and chicken nuggets.
Ooh,
Terrible. I would definitely be dead if I had ate that too many times.
My dad one time showed up and said, "Hey, we're making chicken parm tonight." He only knows how to use the microwave, and by use the microwave, he heats his coffee up about 10 times every morning for 30 seconds. And he said, "We're making chicken parmesan," and he baked the chicken nuggets. He threw some Prego on top of the chicken nuggets and then put some Parmesan cheese on top and said, "All right, kids, this is what's for dinner." An easy go-to meal in college, though, it had to be Zaxby's on Tuesday night. You get a full meal for $3.99. It was perfect. It was only on Tuesdays, so I guess it couldn't be a weekly go-to, but it was a classic Tuesday night outing.
Nice. I love the deals there. Yeah, I definitely lose that one. Loser of the week right here. Yours truly. All right, I thought we could jump into a new game. Instead of news and cues, we'll rename it to news or snooze. And so I'm going to read a few headlines in the sneaker game that I've read this week, and I want you guys to tell me if it's news or if you can snooze on it. And the first one that I've talked about probably too much, just here and there. The first one is Marcus Jordan says there's another Trophy Room Jordan collab project coming up.
Snooze. Big snooze. Snooze away. This isn't even, I don't care what Marcus Jordan says. I saw it come across sneaker news, across his Instagram feed, across all of it. And No one's going to get their hands on it. It's just going to be a bunch of fakes coming out of China. There's no reason to even think about this. Just pass it off. Look for a Jordan 1 and be happy with what you can get off of sneakers.
You don't think so? For everybody out there, if you haven't heard any of our other episodes, Marcus Jordan with the previous Trophy Room Jordan collab pretty much backdoored all the pairs. His friends, I guess. I don't know where, we don't know where they went, but all of them got backdoored. Really, nobody hit on the sneakers app or anywhere else. With that said, Dan, you don't think that Nike will be more, after hearing all the criticism, will they be more perceptive to that, or try to change the narrative on that? You think it'll be the same?
I like that take. That's a good perspective right there. Maybe they will try to do something a little extra, but then again, it's like money makers. Jordan, you got Marcus Jordan right there. They may not even think twice about it.
Yeah.
And if there's only 5,000 pairs out there, those 5,000 aren't going to the general public. I'll just say that.
Yeah, no doubt. Landon, what's your take? Is this news?
I stopped listening after I heard Marcus Jordan.
Oh, shoot.
Fair. I've got one for Landon coming up later too. So the second one, Adidas and Xbox are going to release a sneaker collaboration. So I guess they're kind of playing on the Paul George PlayStation, or back in the day, the Kobe, or Kobe was in the ad for the Air Force One PlayStation collab. So Adidas and Xbox, is this news? Or are you snoozing on this?
Are there pictures of the shoe?
Yeah, there are.
Does it look like the console?
No, I guess vaguely. It's all black with the 3 stripes, and then pretty much just has the clear bottoms, just an Xbox logo on the back. That's all I saw. Wasn't that
Adidas
great?
does this a lot, and I feel like it's borderline cheesy. They did this like with Star Wars. They did like a X-wing shoe, and it was super intricate and detailed. It was kind of cool, but it was like one of those things where it looks cooler on a shelf than it does on your feet. Like, I see people out in the wild wearing that, and I'm like, what a dork. So I err on the side of I think it's a gimmick. I will say that a more favorable collab that Adidas did that I saw, shout out to my brother-in-law Benjamin. He picked up a pair of Simpsons Adidas, so like the cartoon Simpson, and it's not in your face. Like, it's like if you looked at it, it looks like a cartoon. Like the shoe, the way they constructed it, it looks like a cartoon, but it's not so overly done. Like, it doesn't have like the Simpsons logo or anything on it, and so like you could wear that casually. But again, like with this Xbox shoe, it's got the logo. Anything that has another logo on it outside of the brand of the shoe, I think that's pretty cheesy. It's like a NASCAR, right? It's like too many stickers.
That's a perfect analogy.
Yeah, I think you're right. And the next one, I think this one will get a rise out of Landon. Drake previews the snakeskin Nocta collab of the Nike Hot Step Air Terra. So I think that's a trail running shoe originally, right? Terra.
I don't know. What you just said sounded like someone throwing up in the toilet. That's all I heard. That's garbage. Worst rapper in the game.
Have you seen them? Have you seen these sneakers? They're kind of dope.
I actually haven't seen them. Let me check them out. If they're trail shoes, I might, because I'm a big ACG guy. I can't believe we've gone, 10, 11 episodes, and I haven't talked at all about ACG. Like, I love all conditions gear. It's the wing of Nike that's like all outdoors all the time. So if this shoe has any kind of hint towards like the outdoors, like ACG, I might dig it.
I don't think it does, Landon. This is like an
garbage.
off-brand Supreme 98 that they came out with that were dope, but these just look like trash. Was it the 98 that they came out with?
Yeah, that is similar. I get what you're saying. Yeah, it's like similar to that.
Especially like the light snakeskin colorway.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's a completely different shoe. I know
Kind of like an Arctic camo.
exactly. But this one is just, it's not doing it for me either. I just wish that he would get off the snakeskin situation. I know all of his other collabs that have come out, the tins, the black and white pair. I know like his 11s that nobody has, but those 11s, like the snakeskin does look good on that pair. Even the pink, I don't mind the pink snakeskin PEs from Drake, but these, it's just like an off-brand lazy Supreme 98.
Oh my gosh, I just saw these. Are you kidding me? If I saw someone wearing these out on the streets, I would run and get my shovel and literally just cut their feet in half because I think it's one, it's garbage. It does look like, what? Are you kidding me? This is so bad. This is terrible. It kind of looks like a Yeezy.
Yeah, it definitely looks like a Yeezy. So I don't do enough homework for this podcast. But what is can one of you guys explain what Nocta is?
Yeah, it's him trying to milk the culture for all it's worth, and it's like him like down in the studio late at night, like sipping on Grey Goose, whatever, and like, oh, I'm so cool. I'm gonna wear all this like blacked out, like nondiscreet, like it's just I have no words for it. It is so blah. That is the best way to describe his line of clothing. It's the stuff that you wear to the studio and you lounge around, and that's cool and all, maybe in the studio. But now he's like, if that's what I'm going to stamp my name on, it's not going to be lounge wear. Like, what? So
It's
stupid.
blah, but also in the same, it's like completely overpriced and outrageous for even Nike standards. And people will say, Nike's expensive, and for sure it is in some regards. But I mean, when you're buying a puffer coat that's $600, you might as well just go and get Canada Goose and spend the extra $200 for an actual quality product that's not Nike trash, that's overpriced and highly inflated.
Follow-up question. Is Nocta it's not a collaboration. That's like a sub brand, correct? It's like Drake's own sub brand.
Yes. It's got its own logo, which the logo sucks too. It's a lazy design.
Is the logo just the word Nocta? That's what I see in all the
No, that's one of the logos. The other one is like it's three crosses.
What?
He debuted this line of clothing in the Laugh Now Cry Later video back in 2020. And Nocta is a nod to his nocturnal creative process. So like,
No.
Okay, I see the three. Yeah, they're somewhat like crosses. Three looks like the Pittsburgh Steelers logo turned sideways.
yeah, which
Very
that'll get a
weird.
rise out of our intern Landry because he is a huge Bengals fan, so he will hate this. And it has like the main colors are black and yellow. So maybe he's a Steelers fan. That's the thing. Like I think Dan brought up, it is just such a monochromatic. Like there's just nothing special about it, and the price tag it does not warrant the price tag. I just blacked out looking at this junk. All right, that's enough. This is played out just like Drake. On to the next topic.
Did you guys see the Giannis Greek Freak threes came out, or the pictures came out leaked this week? I was debating putting this on the Still Trippin' Loser of the Week because this looks like Nike. They put a strap on another basketball shoe, just like the Kyrie 6 and the KD 7 and the KD 14. It's like they just put those couple of features of those shoes together. Name this the Greek Freak 3. I don't know why, but all the Greek Freak shoes have the swoosh going the opposite way from normal shoes. So I guess that's their something for Giannis. But um, I
The
don't
only
know.
strap on any Nike basketball shoe that was ever good was the KD4.
Amen.
Pass the KD4. They need to cut it out with the straps and the loops and the holes and the swoops and just make it a basketball shoe. No one needs to lock in their foot like it's a freaking prison. It's just dumbness. It is dumbness.
Dumbness. That's your word of the week right there, dumbness. Landon, got any thoughts on this Greek Freak 3?
Anything with a backward swoosh that doesn't have Travis Scott associated with it is Drake, which is garbage.
That sounds like a hype beast to me. Sounds like we got a hype beast in our midst. Landon, you need to admit to that.
Landon, are you a hype beast?
Okay, let's unpack this, because 5 to 6 years ago, we already discussed this. Like, hype beast was like a derogatory term, but now it's like it's an affirming term. So yeah, if someone came up to me on the street and said, "Dude, you're a hype beast," I'd say, "Awesome." Now, if someone came up to me and they're like, "Bro, you look like you could rock some Nocta," I'd be like, "You get the heck out of my face."
Isn't that what hype beast is though? We're
No.
Nocta because the Nocta is the name brand. It's got the hype around it. It's nobody really likes it. That's where
That's the
hype
thing.
beast
It has
comes
to
in.
have hype. It has to have excitement behind it. And no one's excited about Nocta.
But that's where the hype beast term comes in. Right? It's like, I don't think it's cool, but other people think it's cool, so I'm gonna wear it. So,
I will say Travis Scott is the quintessential. He has perfected the hype beast consumer behavior. So like the way that he drops his lines of clothing and like his collaborations are just spot on. Like, this could be a whole segment how we go into this, but it's limited runs. There's always more demand than there is supply, and it's something that will sell for over retail. That's the thing. This Nocta crap, none of that stuff's reselling. That stuff's going to be. That's the thing. Nocta will be in the Nike outlets in a year at half price.
Oh, I hope so. I hope so. I'm going to get on here and rock some Nocta. I'm going to be chilling in my studio with a puffer jacket on at 85-degree weather.
We knocked up. Oh boy, you might have to edit that.
Dude, those Greek freaks are dope, though. I finally found a picture. Y'all don't like those? Those are just dope.
They look like the KD7 to me too much.
Is it in the teal colorway? All teal?
That's part of it, yeah.
Oh man, it looks like someone put it in a microwave, and I like it.
What does that mean?
Bad microwave.
It's like those
that was on fire.
It's like those the Monarchs that had like the tumors in them. Do you remember those?
Yes. Yes, I remember those.
Those things are terrible.
I think I said that exact same thing.
I saw those in the outlet, and those were supposed to be hype beast, and those just tanked. What was the collaboration? It was an artist.
What was the collab? It was like whoever it was. They were drinking whatever Drake was drinking when they created those things. It was Martin.
Martin Rose, yeah. Air Monarchs.
Yes.
Look it up, listeners. You'll never lay your eyes on a pair of shoes like this. I mean, talk about a pair of shoes that were in a microwave. Yeah.
But yeah, the Martin Rose, listeners, do look those up. Those things were put in a microwave, tossed in there with some goo from Nickelodeon, and then they said, all right, we're going to create thousands of pairs of these. Just awful.
Yeah. And they came in two colorways, the classic navy and white, and then the Pepto-Bismol special. This is the all pink. Just, they were glossy. Wow.
All right, I've got one last headline. It's not really a news or snooze. Just kind of want to know if you guys are up or down. Every day, I feel like more and more news is coming out about the Yeezy Gap collab. So where are you guys on this? Are you up or down?
That's hype. That's hype beast, right? Love it. I think this will be the first Gap garment that resells which is going to be crazy.
I'm
Yeah,
in on
I'd say
that
you're right.
100%. And I hope that they have so many of them, I can just walk in and buy Yeezy, Kanye, Gap whenever I want. I doubt they will, but I'm 100% in.
I
Sign
don't
me up,
know.
baby.
I think Kanye is too smart. I understand the Travis Scott hype beast of capitalizing, like Landon was saying, but Kanye, like he's done with the Yeezys lately, is just putting so much product out there and it still all seems to sell, right? I'm like, I don't know why he wouldn't do that with Gap. I mean, I don't know if I can rock one of these. The hoodie without the front pocket is kind of throwing me off a little bit, but I feel like it's pretty dope. It's like a crew neck with a hood on it, you know? That sounds really stupid when I said that out loud. And so I don't know how to feel about it, but I feel like he will kind of flood the market with this. It's like the what does he have now? The Essentials Adidas.
Mm-hmm.
Is
Where
that
you,
Kanye?
No, that's
that's
Jerry Lorenzo.
yeah, that's fear of
Oh,
God.
that's right. That's right.
But he does any. I do feel like anything that Kanye comes out with, minus shoes, does semi look like you're in sackcloth and ashes, a bit. But at the same time, I'll probably still go try to buy some. But I know what you mean. No hoodie front pocket. What's the deal with that? Kanye, just make something a little normal for us.
For once. So Landon, what is the difference between this loungewear that Kanye is making
I can't believe.
and Nocta?
Don't you? I cannot believe you just put Nocta and Kanye in the same sentence. Go wash your mouth out. That is unacceptable. I don't even need to answer. I don't even need to entertain that question. Are you kidding
Oh
me?
man,
Oh,
this feels a little like Richard Sherman. What happened on the last play of that NFC Championship game?
There is
Oh,
just this is I'll end it here. Is there is just a total lack of inspiration when it comes to Nocta. Like it is just the most fabricated, produced in a boardroom line of clothing.
okay. I'm not disagreeing with you, but for the listeners, let me play devil's advocate. Have you seen these hoodies that Kanye has been wearing? It's a plain color hoodie,
Yeah, but
like
he
you would
makes
buy
it
at
look
Gap.
so good. That's the thing. He's genius. He's not doing anything super new. Nothing that's gonna like, you know,
He's wearing leather pants in this photo, by the way, too.
hey man, leather pants are cool.
I want to see you in this fit that Kanye has on when these hoodies come out.
I will do it.
I'm
I'm sold out for Kanye, so yeah, I can't go any other way. Hey, I did
I
have a good conversation with somebody. But shout out to Landry again. He came over this weekend. So with Kanye's recent split with Kim Kardashian, do you think it was? I'm not going to say whose fault it was, but who do you think led to the ultimately the demise? Now I know a marriage it's 100-100, right? It's not 50-50, it's all in. But Kanye made some pretty significant changes in his life that I don't think Kim could keep up with. What are your thoughts? I'm getting into super tabloid right now craziness, and we can veer to another direction, but I was just
if
curious.
Hayes was here, he would say, on the Still Dripping Happy Hour, you get real estate advice, you get spiritual guidance, you get and you get Hollywood gossip. Dan, I'll let you answer this question.
Hey, this is not a something I'm normally in on. I barely can keep up with the weather, so I definitely don't keep up with Hollywood or who's breaking up with who. But I have watched some interviews with Kanye, and there's no blame that needs to be tossed around, and this is all alleged, but it had to be Kanye, right? I mean, mental health is super important, but And please go see therapists, go see counselors. They're awesome. They do a great job. They're there for a reason. But Kanye, I mean, just like the fact that he can put on a sackcloth and rub some dirt on his face and call it fashion, there's something weird going on there.
Give me my sackcloth and my dirt.
That was good. That was rich. All right, this week, did we get any new questions on Instagram? Anybody know?
I didn't see any come through.
We have been getting a bunch of random messages from like clothing brands, like overseas, like, and they're like, we'll sell you a t-shirt for cheap, like 100 pairs, or 100 pairs, 100 pairs of shirts, 100 shirts for super cheap. Like they think we're like trying to, start our own brand. So I'm just waiting for Drake to DM us and be like, hey man, my product's sitting. I'll sell you a cheap shirt, 100 for $1.
I have this brand called Nocta. Ever heard of her?
Oh, we do have a couple of questions. So this one's from Antisocial Mike, one of our loyal droplets, or drip click, as he would say. He said, "Yo, talk to Hayes. So here's a question for you. How do you lace up your J's? Example: ones all the way up and tie, all the way up and no tie. Threes are the same, or do you run them up just under the tongue and tuck for no show? Also, do you switch them out or gut the laces? So how do you guys lace up your J's?"
This is a great question because
This is a great question.
you can ruin a great pair of shoes real quick by lacing them up incorrectly. And on the flip side, you can make just a pretty simple, regular looking shoe look dope real quick with some lace swaps.
Agreed. You can ruin a shoe. They always give you 2 pair of laces with a pair of Jordan 1s. And there are people who go immediate to the lace swap and can ruin the entire look. There's also people that keep the original whatever black, white, blue, gray pair that's in there, and it's a phenomenal looking shoe. I'm a big proponent of a shoe's a shoe. I'm gonna wear it and tie it like a shoe needs to be tied. I used to do, a whole lot of I need to hide the laces. I need to, do the double diamond, triple bunny hop. And it doesn't make any sense to me. I'm wearing a shoe. People see it as a shoe. I'm just going to tie it normal. Now for Jordan 1s, I'm not going to that top eye lock lace hole. That's a little too constricting for me. I can't barely even move my ankles. So I may go a couple lower, but besides that, I'm going all the way. I'm lacing. Same with 11s. If I lace those bad boys all the way up, there's no way I can get my feet out the door. So I'll go one rung below, but I'm lacing them up. I'm tying them like normal.
Yeah, I do the third set of holes down. So I don't go all the way to the top. It's like I'll lace all the way up to like where it breaks from the main part of the shoe to the upper ankle part. And then I easily go, I'm probably going to get knocked for this. I don't lace my shoes. So I like the floppy laces. Either the floppy laces.
You don't tie your shoes, you mean?
I don't tie my shoes. What did I say?
Lace them. You don't lace them.
I don't lace them at all. I have no laces. No laces. Yeah, so I'll let those laces hang, or I'll hide those babies like my sins, and I'll tuck them down in there and make them nice and clean. Oh, it's great. Nobody wants to see a knot hanging off your shoes. Come on, Dan.
Oh goodness, I think I'm gonna go with Dan. Shoe's a shoe. You just tie it up. I am with Landon on. I'll go to about the third high. I won't go up on the ankle on the Jordan 1s. You gotta let that ankle breathe a little bit. You don't want that ankle to sweat. 99% of the time, just tie them regular. If I'm in a hurry, I'll throw them on without tying them. But usually before I get to where I'm going, I'll throw a tie on there, throw a nice bow. But I do have an aside for Dan. I think the listeners really need to see what a double diamond triple bunny knot is. Whatever you said. I think we
There's
need to
always
see a
those-
walkthrough of that on a YouTube video.
There's always those people that take their Yeezys and they unlace them, and then they do these little curly cues and they put them through the hole, and then by the time the whole thing is done, you basically got like a corn maze on your foot. You can't tell what's up or what's down. It is a discombobulating situation right there.
I love it. It's an art.
It may look good for half a second if you cock your eye to the left and squint and kind of move your phone left and right real quick. But after that, it just looks ridiculous.
It's our second word of the day.
You just described Nocta.
Nocta. Redonk.
All right. Our second and final question for this week is from Jay Sexton. What does a sneaker say about a person? Give me the sneaker and what you would assume that person is like, if that makes sense. I'll clarify that a little bit and put a little parameters around it. So if you see somebody wearing a Travis Scott, Landon, or you can pick another shoe if you want to. What does it say about them?
It says that I'm open for a conversation and I care about building relationships. Someone that's just rocking a pair of like New Balance whatever's, like, they're not looking to make friends. They're just putting on whatever's easiest, and they're going to go about their day. And if someone happens to compliment them on their trash shoes, they're not going to know what to think. They're going to be in a mental pretzel and probably have a seizure right there in front of you. And so it's like, come on, just put a little bit of effort into it. That's your shoes there's no better way to show your style and your personality than putting a little bit of care and time into the pair of shoes that you select and that you wear. So if I see a guy in a pair of Travis Scott's, like, I'm going to stop him and I'm going to say, like, hey man, like, dope shoes, or like, oh yeah, I got a pair of those. And like, it's an instant conversation starter. I guarantee you sneakerheads have more friends than people that are not sneakerheads.
Solely based off of which shoe they choose.
I will say I have to tell a story real quick, and then let's throw this to Dan because I want to hear his answer. I was in Target. This was about 7 years ago. It was when I was still wearing cowboy boots. So yes, I'm from a little town called Jolton. It's north of Nashville. It's the sticks. So anyways, I was lost at this point, but this wasn't back then. This was like 6 years ago. So we're in cowboy boots in Target, and this guy comes up to me and he's like, hey man, like, I love your boots. Like, I've been looking for a pair of boots like that. And like, I felt so good inside, so warm. And I was like, yeah, thanks, man. I really appreciate that. And like, he was a cool looking dude. Like, he was like I respect like his opinion, right? And so like, I was all high and mighty, and Anna was with me. I was like, did you hear that guy? Like, he likes my boots. That's pretty cool. 5 minutes later, this jackwagon turns the corner and he's like, hey man, oh, sorry to run into you again. It was a total hook, line, and sinker sales pitch. He was trying to sell me some like brand extension marketing garbage, freaking Nocta. I swear I almost punched that guy in the face. I was like, it's just total fake. That is a non-sneakerhead. That's someone that could care less what he puts on.
He complimented your
his
cowboy
feet.
boots.
Exactly.
I could have given you that right away.
So that is a great way to describe a person that could care less what they put on their feet each day. That person, there's a special place for that kind of person.
Yikes.
I think you have to. I think different arenas allow for different thoughts and perspectives on this. For instance, Sneaker Fridays at the office. Nobody cares about their shoes and what they wear. So you can't expect them to bring in something that's cool, that looks good, that's fashionable. You have the people that want to try and look good. And it's almost like if people know you're a sneakerhead, they'll come and show you their new shoes, whether they're good or bad. I've had lots of people come and show me their like their on cloud running shoes and be like, "Oh, what do you think of these?" And I'm like, "They're great. I mean, I don't know what to
They look comfy.
they look like a Good Friday work shoe. I don't know. A lot
Oh
of
my
like,
gosh. So that's what on class. So the shoes with the O and the C that look like someone just. Oh, what are people thinking? What is on cloud? What does that even mean? I see so many like suburban soccer dads wearing those with khakis that are too long and freaking tucked in t-shirts like with their Oakleys. Like, get a
Hey.
life.
Tucked in t-shirts came back in after the Last Dance. Did you not see Michael Jordan wearing all those?
Well, that's Michael Jordan. He can make anything look dope. He's won enough championships to be able to solidify that. Drake, not so much. But what is on cloud? Someone tell me. Let's go into this conversation because this kind of answers the question of what was the original question, and then I'm gonna reconnect this. What is it?
What does a particular pair of shoes say about a person?
Yeah, it says you're garbage if you wear on.
Oh my
Are you
God.
kidding me? What? Where do you even purchase a pair of On Clouds? Is that one of those like internet-based only companies where you have to like buy it through Instagram? Like no one actually puts On Cloud in the stores, right?
I bet they have them at Fleet Feet, REI.
I went to Fleet Feet and they're sitting right on the shelf. I mean, they're a Swiss company, and I
Of
think
course they
originally,
are.
originally they were on some online platforms, more the Amazons, I guess, just their website in general. But yeah, now I mean, there's a pretty big following for OnCloud for at least a lot of the friends that I know and people who are not into sneakers. They've always got two or three pairs sitting around that they're rotating in and out, but it's different for sure.
Okay, this is the most vanilla description of a shoe I can ever find in my life. The On Cloud, the lightweight shoe for everyday performance. That's like saying we're the Honda Accord of shoes.
The Honda Civic.
Civic, yeah. Since launching in 2014, it has appeared on Olympic podiums. What? And catwalks, winning awards, and fans all over the world. Stylishly.
Sounds like you need to read up on your new sneakers that are out there hitting the market.
Oh, these are so bad. So bad.
They look like something that Michael Phelps would wear after he gets out of the pool. That's what I think.
That's a good description.
I mean, don't get me wrong. They look comfy. I bet they are. But yeah, like Landon said, the design aspect probably wasn't on their forefront when making this shoe. Very
Agreed.
bland.
There's very questionable reviews on Amazon as well. Some fantastic, and others are the shoe falls apart in 3 wears. So it's all over the place on the review side of things.
I can tell you what this shoe tells about somebody. It tells you that guy is more concerned about getting home to his Traeger smoker than to even give a care in the world of what you look like and be a respectable citizen in this country. Like, just
he's gonna go home to his Traeger grill, and then he's gonna pull out his smokeless fire pit. He's gonna load that sucker up with logs, throw in a little bit of newspaper, get that thing roaring, and then he's gonna go over and grab his seafood, his crab legs that he stole from Publix, like Jameis Winston, and throw those on the Traeger for a couple hours.
This is a guy that drives a F-150 that has never seen mud in its life.
To all our listeners who might wear On Cloud, good for you guys. Y'all stay
good
true.
Good riddance to you if you were on Cloud and you listen to our podcast. I have nothing else for you.
Stay true. Get those workouts in. Make those errand runs. Make sure those groceries are bought. And keep using the lifestyle shoe that you have on your foot.
Enjoy that short leash that is held by your wife. My goodness.
Sounds like Landon's loser of the week is anybody who has On Clouds in their closet.
On Clouds, Nocta.
I'm just
anything
embarrassed.
Xbox.
I'm embarrassed that I have OnCloud in my search history now. I'm gonna have to go clear all cookies.
All right, we'll move into our picks of the week. We're going from Thursday the 20th to Wednesday the 26th. Landon, you got anything for us this week?
Yeah, so the OnCloud 2.0 running shoe. I'll be honest, I have not gone for a pair of shoes on sneakers in probably going on 2 weeks now. So I'm struggling. And I feel like I hit a bunch of my picks. Basically, my bank account is hurting right now, and I've got to take a break. So I actually don't even have a pick of the week. Like I'm not even looking at shoes right now. I've gone cold turkey for a couple weeks because I'm so invested in our summer intern program. Landry's getting closer and closer every day to buying his first either pair of Jordans, or I think we've landed on the Raptor Air Max 90s.
Okay.
So that's my pick of the week, even though it's not dropping. Or I tell you what, the Georgetown threes that dropped, I think last week, that was something that surprised me that Landry sent over to me, and it caught his eye. So he's starting to find his style and what he likes, which is exciting because like he hasn't sold out to hype beast craziness yet. Like he likes it just because he likes it. So again,
Georgetown threes came out in like March.
Oh, did they? Okay, yeah.
But all fair. Everything you just said still stands.
So yeah, I don't have a pick of the week. My pick of the week is anything that does not have cloud or Nocta in its name.
I will say I've got one pick of the week, and to honor Hayes, I will be actually going for this to purchase this. Is the SB Dunk Lows What the Pauls that come out on the 24th. This will
Paul Rodriguez.
It'll be solely for resale. I would never be able to rock these things. This is not my style. This is not my MO, but I will be going for them for the resale portion of things. Another interesting thing that's dropping is the Psg Jordan 7. It's like any PSG that's come out, they're all just kind of whatever. But the fact that they're coming out with a 7 is interesting because they haven't come out with 7s. The last time they came out with a 7 was maybe like the French Blues in 2016. So we haven't seen a 7 in a while. So it's neat to see Jordan mixing it up a bit.
Yeah, for me this week, just for resale purposes, going after the dunks, the University Blue. There's a lot of women's dunks. But yeah, I think that's about it. I guess I just have a question. What do you guys think about the pre-day? The silhouette of the pre-day, up or down on it?
Nocta down.
Oh my gosh!
I don't hate it. I don't think I would ever wear it. I don't think it would look good on my foot, but it's almost like a mix of like a Sakai with an Air Max is kind of the way that I see it, at least from like a profile view. So I don't hate it by any means, but I also don't think I would rock it. So per Hayes, that's probably not allowed. So maybe I have to say I hate it. I don't know.
See, yeah, I can't decide if I like it. That back heel is what kind of trips me up on it. I like the design everywhere else, but that back heel with the air bubble and the space in between the heel and the air bubble is just really throwing me off there.
Well, you know what that back heel is from? That technology, the Shocks 2. So if you look up the Shocks 2, where you know how it almost looked like you had skis on.
Yep. Yeah, you're right. Maybe that's why I don't love it. Wasn't a huge Shocks guy.
And this is a model that, like the Roshi Run, like most recently the React 87s, they're gonna just beat this dead horse for all it's worth. They're going to overproduce them in a multitude of colorways. This is the premium version. They'll probably come out with a cheaper knockoff version that's half the price, but lesser materials. I mean, these will.
What's half of pre? It's gonna be like the Nike Air Max post day. The post day, it's gonna be like just terrible. It's gonna be like an afterthought.
Yeah. These will line the walls of Nike outlets in about 2 years.
I think they're already in Nike outlets. I think I stopped by Cool Springs and saw one in there. So record timing.
It wasn't the Shocks too. Sorry, I've got to correct myself. It was the Nike Shocks Gravity.
But the second coming of the Shocks, right? That's when they came out recently. Yeah. Same thing. Nobody here is listening for Shocks news.
I had a pair. Here, I'll throw this story in there. I was shopping at Opry Mills, and there was a pair of Shocks. They were white and black pair. They were mostly white, like the swoosh was black. There were just like a couple of features on it that were black, but mainly white, all leather, and they were size 11. Now, this was when I was probably 12, and they were $90. So $90, Shocks, hideous shoe. And currently I wear a size 10.5, if that tells you anything. So I just convinced my mom that I had to have these. So I believe that I made her buy me these pair of Shocks, and they just never fit, like not even close to fit. So I would wear them with like 3 pair of socks and still be swimming around like I was like Waldo in the Great Sea. It was just the whole thing was just it was awful. I can't believe I made my mom buy me a $90 pair of shoes. I need a pair back for that.
That was a wonderful story.
You can cut it if you want.
That's where we need one of those buttons.
It was way
cool
worse than I thought
story,
it was
bro.
gonna be. I was like, wait, this isn't a funny story at all.
No, but it's a real story. Like, you just shared your heart. Like, we all had that shoe. Like, we all, not that exact shoe, but we all had that same story where we thought, oh my gosh, this is the shoe to end all shoes. We were young. Even it didn't fit, but we didn't care because it was the only one. That's back when the outlet meant something to the sneaker community. When you could find a one-off shoe, like a gently worn, return that, you couldn't find at that price. I just, love it. Totally. I get it. I've been there, done that.
Amen. All right, fam, that's a wrap. Thanks for tuning in to the Still Dripping Happy Hour. Remember to subscribe and rate 5 stars.
Subscribe, unsubscribe, resubscribe, rate 5 stars, help the algorithm, and then continue to repeat the process on a week-to-week basis. We have reviews out there too on iTunes now, so shout out to our listeners. It's all because of you people.
We also got another international listen from Germany, so shout out.
Shout out.
We don't talk about Adidas that much, but shout out to Germany. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at StillDrippingTN. I actually looked into making an Instagram that was the algorithm so they could follow the algorithm, as Hayes would say. But I think that's taken, so stay tuned. Stay tuned for that.
We'll contribute
to our GoFundMe, help end on cloud people. It's a terrible thing that's going on in our society right now. We need funds to end that and help direct these people in a better place in their lives, because they are drowning in self-pity and no value whatsoever to the society.
Wow. That would turn a lot of people off, but that's okay. We're being our true selves here tonight. All right. Thanks for listening. Dan, close us out.
Boom, boom, boom. I think my Wi-Fi just came back on. That's so obnoxious.
All right.
Peace.
Nothing else.